All right. All right.
Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
kicking in, kicking in. Looks like we're
Yeah.
halfway there.
Keep an eye on the Twitters.
In the twat, in the Twitter.
There we go. Retweet, baby.
And we're live. Pretty sure that came out, Caitlin. That
Hold
wasn't
on.
a Corona cough.
Trying to see if it's on Facebook. Oh, there we are. Okay, baby.
Yeah,
And
welcome.
we're off.
Yeah, we're off. Welcome to Boxed In with Friends. This is our 10th episode, which is insane.
Wow, double
Yeah.
digits.
I know. I really can't believe that.
We're
But
good. Guys, we're good.
yeah.
We're good. We are.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
let me see. I'm going to test out some little toys here and see if they work.
Oh, your
I
little
don't-
toys.
Yeah, little toys.
Your little toys.
I should say my adult toys. My adult toys.
But not those kinds of adult toys.
Oh, yeah.
Or are they? I don't know. Maybe you're sitting on one.
No. It's Monday, so that's more of a Sunday thing. But okay. Well, I guess the graphics aren't working necessarily, but that's okay. Anyway, Boxing with Friends is a group of improvisers that, we were performing together until the coronavirus hit, and then all this terrible stuff happened, and we're all boxed in. So we thought we'll make the best of it and meet and talk once a week. And we have a lot to talk about, especially with the protests going on around the country. It would be kind of tone deaf not to address it. And Jake, shout out to you he's also a member of Mask Off. I thought that was a really great show on Friday, where you, Daniel, Tony, and Malachi talked about what's going on in the country and your feelings on it. And I thought it would be a good way to start off, just talk about your feelings, how you feel about that show and how you feel since then. That was 3 days ago. So, a lot has happened since then. Continued protests, continued arrests, continued inaction from the highest levels of government.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, thanks to, I just want to start off saying thanks to everybody who tuned in to that and everybody who shared it. Man, the show felt good, letting off some, letting a lot of frustration out. But there's a lot more frustration to let off. Really, that show, we could have gone on for about probably days, you know what I'm saying, rather than just an hour. But pretty much, you know what I'm saying, like I was saying on Friday, it's I'm just this shit is old, ancient, I'm tired of fucking seeing this shit. I'm tired of people seeing black people who look like me getting slaughtered and no one does anything about it. And it's I'm tired of it, and it's to the point, it's getting to the point I feel like no one, either you don't care, you don't understand, and even if you don't understand, you don't care to understand. So you just pretty much people don't fucking care. And yeah, there's a lot of protests going on, and there's rioting and stuff like that, and people, they still don't get it. They still don't get why people are doing this, why people are angry. Why do you have to resort to looting and stuff like that? And there's people out there that care about their businesses more than the actual fucking cause, which is that people are dying and no one cares. No one's doing anything about it. Black people are dying and no one fucking cares. And the big picture of this whole thing is that everything that's going on is is bigger than just what happened to George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and all the people, everybody. This has been going on for fucking years, centuries, actually. This is going on for fucking centuries. And this is I feel like we either reached it or we're about to reach a boiling point of we tired of this shit, man. It's being like I said, centuries of this shit. And like for centuries we try to be peaceful, you know, and you know what I'm saying, and y'all don't appreciate that, you know what I'm saying, like, and you know what I'm saying, we try to peace, we try to march, we try to like be, you know, so like, we try to be civil, and you know what I'm saying, y'all don't they don't appreciate that. They attack us, they sick dogs on us, spray water hoses, beat us up, like they do all these things. Like we get treated like shit, like we get treated like less than human all the time, and we result to like peaceful protests, and they don't appreciate that. And then when we riot and fuck shit up, you want to call us thugs and uncivilized, but you were calling us that even before we did that shit, and us doing that as a result of you neglecting us. And that's what people don't understand, but they still choose not to. I'm pretty much like now I've protested like in the past like 5-6 years. I've protested for like different like Mike Brown and Philando Castile, and you know what I'm saying, like I've protested and marched a few times, and like now it's like fucking to the point it's like this. Like, what's the point in doing this shit? We gotta change something up. We gotta do something different. Like, we gotta plot. And like, I don't know, like try to create a new system to like override the system we have. Because like pretty much it's like be on shit like the Panthers were, like the Black Panthers was. Like, I ain't talking about the fucking Marvel movie. I'm talking about the real deal. From like
the real.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Huey P. Newton shit. Now that's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Like we really need to be on some shit, like really start transforming minds. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why they tore down the Panthers, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. That's why they like the FBI or CIA or whoever the fuck it was, just the government. That's how that's why they, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much destroyed the Panthers, because, you know, they weren't a threat. They were just like empowering Black people, and they were like making Black people realize like, hey, like we are, you know what I'm saying, like we're human beings, where we're Black, we're beautiful, and you know what I'm saying, it was giving us like empowerment, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much like we could create our own like system and government. And they got scared of that because, you know, they like, no, we gotta control these niggers, because that's how we're gonna like that's how we need them to like get richer. We need them to like stay down. They can't override us. You know what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know. Like I don't know if any of that made sense, but you know, it's just a lot. Like in my head, I'm pretty scatterbrained because like I'm mad, and then I'm trying to think of like I want to protest, but I'm like, what's the point? Like, should I like we need to be on some new shit, and we can't be on, and like we really can't. People say like they want things to go back to normal. We can't go back to normal. We can't. We gotta start a new normal, because this normal shit is weak as fuck. It's weak as hell. Some fuck shit. We can't go back to normal. We gotta start a new normal, because the normal that a lot of people want is, oh, I just want to go back to, you know, go back to how things were before all these crazy protests and the pandemic, and everyone just like living their lives, being selfish, thinking they're caring, thinking they care about what's going on when they really fucking don't. They just, all they care about is themselves, and like in a country just based on like greed and based on like oppression and oppressing Black people. And like, you know, we can't go back to that. We gotta start a new normal. We gotta be on some other shit. And that's kind of like what I'm on. I'm like, I'm trying to be on some other shit. Fuck the normal. I want to start a new normal. Yeah.
No, well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Do you think so? A lot of that you're talking about the protests and plan of action. Do you think that the protests that are going on right now will accomplish anything, or is it just an expression of the frustration and anger at what's going on?
I mean, it's a representation of frustration, what's going on. And like I do think I want to say that it's going to make it. I think the only positive to me, like I hope I'm wrong, but like I think the only positive thing that's going to come out of protesting is like how more like, I don't know, more people are coming together to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's positive. But like, as far as like the people in power actually doing something about it, you know, I don't know, because they could have been did this shit. They you know what I'm saying? All they had to do was just lock these officers up. Just lock them
like
up.
right away. Like,
That's all that's all they had to do. But they didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
you know how many black people they put in jail for a few grams of crack? They put under the fucking jail.
Right.
That war on drugs bullshit. You do that without thinking twice, but you can't put these officers in jail for killing a black man who allegedly was, I don't even remember like what they said he was doing, but a guy who was like unprovoked and on the ground in handcuffs, who wasn't a threat, and you just killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, we've been protesting for years and shit ain't worked. So I don't really see it. All I see is like, only thing I see coming out of this protest that's positive is that like a lot of people came together, a lot of people are angry, and now we gotta like put the anger and frustration to like something else, coming up with something else, because they not fucking listening. They not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we have a moment. Shout out to McGadigan and Tony Coates, your co-hosts on Mask Off. They're saying, Caitlin, if you want to read off some, there's some good quotes in the chat already on Facebook.
I don't see any.
No? Okay,
No.
I can read them off then. That's interesting.
I don't know why. Let me try and refresh it. I don't see any.
No? Okay,
No.
I can read them off then. That's interesting.
I don't
It's
know
looping
why. Let me try
the
and-
audio.
Yeah, somebody have their audio on?
No. See any.
It's weird. Okay. I think that fixed it. Whatever happened just ended. But Tony Coates, well, McGettigan was like, the Panthers are awesome. Something has to change. Tony Coates is saying now it's patriotic to take a knee, which is very true. You know, well, I don't know if it's very true, but you're seeing a lot of those same cops who were saying he was refusing to you know do security at games if players were kneeling. Now you see pictures all over the place of cops kneeling.
Well,
to
I
show
heard
their
there
support.
was something like in Flint where the cops joined the protesters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something like that
Yeah.
happened.
who's
Yeah.
watching it right now?
Who's
So
watching it?
Who's watching what? Kyle?
Kyle? You just muted yourself. You said something and then you muted yourself.
There's a loop going on.
Who's watching what?
Is someone watching our stream?
Kyle?
Kyle? You just muted yourself. You said something and then you muted yourself.
There's a loop going on.
It's not.
What
Is
is
someone
that?
watching our
That's so. It's one of us. It has to be.
You just muted yourself. You said something and then you muted yourself.
There's a loop going on.
Does anybody have the stream up
It has to be.
No.
besides Caitlin and myself? Like I have YouTube
I
up.
have
but-
it on. I have it on my phone, but
Hmm.
my phone is on silent.
It was
Okay,
me.
that's-
It was me.
Oh, it was you.
Oh my
Okay, thank you for
gosh.
admitting it, Kyle.
Oh my
What a dope.
God.
I had it on
Kyle.
silent. Yeah. No.
Well, Kyle, we might as well go to you. That's your way of asking for attention. You actually are out in LA,
yeah.
and
I just
love how
wanted you guys
red
to
you.
notice me.
It's rare to see how your face get red. It's getting really red, and I enjoy
I got
that.
sunburned at the protest the other day.
Yeah, sure you did.
right. Uh-huh.
But you did.
Oh,
No
here
joke.
we go.
You did go to the protests in LA. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I just want to point out real fast. You said like you're white, and you said, "Oh, I got sunburned at the protest." Yeah.
That is the whitest thing that has been
Yeah.
said
White
through the
fucking
entirety of
face.
this. I'm including Trump's
Oh,
tweets
God.
with that, Kyle.
When we were before the show started, Jake said I was the blackest one here,
I was very offended as the brownest person on the show.
and
Oh,
now
yeah,
I'm the
because
whitest.
Kyle was actually protesting. I was like, "Oh, you're the blackest person here." As long as you weren't doing no fuck shit, like going down there just to fuck shit up, which I know.
No, but
you know,
I did see a lot of that, and it was all white people.
Can you say
Yeah.
what part of LA you were in?
This
This is
is
yesterday, right?
This is Saturday, and this is at
Saturday,
the
okay.
the Grove. It started at Pan Pacific Park, so it's like kind of like West Hollywood area.
Okay,
I think I'm not like super
sure,
hip
we'll
to
take it.
the geography yet, but in that
Yeah.
area in general. And then we marched down 3rd and went over to Fairfax, and my friend and I were trying to, and because there still is a pandemic, we're trying to stay as distant as possible. But yeah, it was pretty powerful to see all those people come together for it. And, you know, there was like, I did see some unfortunate stuff, and it was done by white people. Like, there's, you know, we were marching like down the street, and cars got like you know, trapped there basically. And there was a guy who was black who was in his car, and he was like honking his horn in support or whatever. And then he's like, a couple of white people ran up to him and were like, "What are you doing?" And then like smashed his car. And I was like, what?
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, and that's like the only, but everything, like, and I hate even bringing that up because, you know, or I hate highlighting that because the whole thing was so powerful. But, you know,
that's how you describe it. You're feeling personally.
My feeling personally was like the whole thing was so powerful, and it was like, so important. But, you know, and then but the other narrative that is going on is, you know, it's bad, and that's these are the people that are doing it, not the people protesting that are actually protesting.
I know Tony in the chat was talking about Antifa,
which isn't I mean, and they've made Antifa a terrorist group, but that's not a thing. Like, Antifa is not a thing. It's anti-fascist. Yeah. There's no Antifa leader. There's no thing.
So did you go ahead?
I was just going to say, I did share a link. It is a anti-racism resource link for anybody that would like to share or post or whatever. It has a bunch of books, podcasts, just different things that you can educate yourself on, or that maybe some other people in your life may need share.
Yeah. Andy, what are your thoughts on this? You live down in Detroit, near where some of the stuff is going on.
Yeah, I was not in that area when it was going on.
I should say there was somebody killed in Detroit.
Yeah, I've been here.
The protest, and
well, I mean, it's scary just because I've been hearing what last night there was like a series of, I didn't know, were they gunshots, were they fireworks, you know, was, because of the cadence. I think it was gunshots, you know, and it's terrifying.
It was that they were shooting tear gas. We could hear it too.
Yeah, because like normally fireworks, you can tell it's like, you know, pop, 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 or whatever. But you know, there was like a definite like cadence to the shots, and I was like, holy shit! I think that is like, you know, like actual, like, you know,
it was like around like 9:30 or
yeah.
Yeah, we heard that. We heard him.
Yeah, you also live down in Detroit. That's right, Caitlin.
I looked on like one of the live feeds from.
Yeah, I was trying to look it up.
Somebody, and they were trying to get them to go home. But it's terrifying because it's going, you know, like it's going on like right around the end, and then I hear that, you know, it's people coming in from out of town that are causing a lot of trouble, and it's But do you think the protests are necessary despite all that?
I think they're necessary in terms of like people showing support and people coming out, you know, to show how many people, you know, are affected or care, or, you know, like just showing the sheer numbers of people who this, you know, affects. But on the other hand, you know, becoming violent and stuff is just, you know, there's got to be like some kind of organized, you know, like it has to go like, you know, up more like organized. I just think it's such a mess. I don't know. I think it's wonderful that people are protesting. I think it's not, you know, that we have like now 2 crises going on, you know, with you know, on top of a pandemic. It's just fucking nuts, you know, like what's going on. But I am glad that, like, you know, that there is a boiling point, because I mean, to say it's not okay is like such an understatement, you know, like I don't understand, like, just, I mean, I know it's happening. Of course I know it's happening, but like, just like to treat someone just differently, like, because of their skin, just, I know I know it's happening. Of course I know it's happening, you know, and it's not right. It's terrible. It's just terrible that even it is happening.
But that's fair. And you sound like you feel like maybe you feel a little helpless, like, what do I do?
I do, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, those links Caitlin posted, I think that's a fair thing, but I think it comes down to we all need to take responsibility for what, like privilege and also inaction. I had a friend of mine, Justice, one of my first bosses in the business when I was a journalist, talking about he has a lot of white people coming to what do I do? He's like, I wish I'd heard that question a long time ago, and that's my and Anthony Coates is saying too. It's terrible that this is a conversation in 2020. It's true, and that's my fear, is that this will be an outpouring of like anger and frustration with no action. Like the real challenge, the real change comes after the protests end. Like I talk a lot about grinding. Just like it's my personal philosophy is that that's something that has to be ground out, you know what I mean? Because if you read about qualified immunity for police departments, if you read about institutional educations, it's really what's holding Black people back, besides being viewed like the narrative. We talk about the narrative. Well, the narrative is that Black people aren't real Americans, and that if you're not white, you're not a real American. Everything is qualified. I'm an American, but the only time I feel really Indian is when I go to America, and I'm known as an Indian American. That's what's filled out on the census. If you're white, that's the true American. I mean, that's what everybody's taught. It's a joke among any like race or whatever, that like you're not viewed as a real American. You're qualified. So I hope that the protests will bring light to that and let people realize that, and also the plight. And I'm by no means comparing my experience to Jake's experience or any Black person's experience, but I think maybe sometimes things like this need to happen. I was reading a story about in Minneapolis, there was an Indian restaurant that was like beloved in the community, and the son was talking about his dad. He was giving an interview, and they're like, "Your restaurant's burning," and his dad founded the restaurant. And he's like, if it has to burn down so they can get justice for that man that died, maybe it needs to burn. And I think that's a good point. It's like, I see a lot of posting on Facebook, by people, and it's great that people are concerned, but posting something on Facebook, liking a tweet, that's not really doing anything, and
it's something, but it's not enough. And I think it's something that I think a lot of people, your Aunt Karen's at fucking Christmas, like put them in their place. Don't be quiet. Like give them something that you can give them that makes them understand why you are taking that time to lash out or whatever,
call it out.
Don't ignore it, or don't just say, oh, that's so-and-so. No, that's fucking wrong. And you need to,
you're right,
in place.
I'm so sorry to
oh no, you're fine. The workplace or whatever, like if something is said that is wrong, you need to step up and say something. And too many people are being complicit and quiet, and we need to make noise for it's important.
And it's also a thing of saying, it's not just calling out people, it's calling out ourselves. I include myself in that. We always talk about a few bad apples. It's not, the problem in America, it's not the apples, it's the barrel.
Right.
Nobody talks about the barrel. The barrel is the institutions like that keep Blacks especially, but Hispanics and other minorities down, like in America, like, and keep them, a Black man should not have to fear for his life. That's what it comes down to. You should not be driving to the store and worried about getting pulled over. Like anybody that lives with anxiety can talk about that. It's like, imagine that's like an anxiety that you live with every day. And anyone who's ever suffered from anxiety, can you live in, can you do your best? Can you be your best? They talk, like I hear all these other things about, well, it's like everyone's equal, everyone's the same, we have to love each other, but we have to give opportunities to one another. I see a lot of people posting stuff, in our community, in the improv community, about like, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to tell, change. But it's like, I look at those same people's like Facebook feeds, all they hang out, kick it with is white people. When they're advertising for shows, their troops, they're all white people, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm telling you, that is like, if you can't do the least when it comes to changing racism, how can you do the most?
Yeah, that is big.
I think we think in terms of like, we need to like revamp the police department and the college education system and the justice system, and we do, but on a case-by-case statement. But like we just need to do small things just like that. You know what I mean? Like if you're shooting a short film, put a person of color in there, you know, have somebody on your crew, you know, like if you're just get to know Black people, you know, like I come from a you know, background where I've grown up in very like hyper white spaces, you know, but like when I went to high school, it was almost all white people. But then when I went to college, I hung out with almost all Black and Indian people, you know, and now in my life, I hang out with everybody. And that's really diversity. People talk about diversity a lot of times, and they're talking about a different kind of homogeny. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we're going to do this, but it's like, we want to see all women do this, or we want to see all Black people do this, or all Chinese people. Look at this window. Like, to me, this is diversity. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. And the more we get to know each other, the less we have assumptions about who we are. And like, to me, the big lesson I learned was we're all the same. You know, we have different fears and, you know, different, and I mean, but we all have the same, we have all the same fears and dreams, you know, but the problem is that we're all the same, but we're not all treated the same. And that's the big problem with America, you know, and it comes down to institutions. Like, and the first step to changing institutions is changing yourselves and your own behavior. It has to stop thinking like it's not a you problem, it's an us problem, you know. And again, the change isn't that hard, you know. It's like it's easier than you think. I mean, it's easier to like just make friends with someone who of a different color or get to know another culture rather than just say, well, we need to like reform the police department, because you'll get frustrated doing that. If you've accomplished any goal in your life, you know that the thing that's tough to do is like, you have to do it a step by step, you know. Big change will come if we work on the small things to start. Yeah. So that's what I add.
And like, just like the whole thing, when you say like, just get to know a person of color, or get to know somebody different, like this whole like, and people need to realize, like this whole, this country pretty much taught you to be like, not like to be afraid of like other culture.
Yeah, especially like Black people. That's one of the first lessons my parents were taught. Yeah. Most Indians when they came here, you know, I can tell you as someone who's not Black, but you know, I'm around a lot of white people on a minority. I just can't tell you how many times until I got to college, it was pretty much a rule that if I spent enough time with a white person, they would say the N-word around me. And I'm talking hard R, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's much more deep-seated than you might realize.
Yeah, it's like, and I just see certain shit that like, you know, like people like, I see so many people like they travel overseas to get culture or some shit, you know, on culture, I've been places, but like there's cultures right here in your country, in your city that you ignore all the time, but you still from the culture a lot too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just shit like it's shit like that. It's it's fuck.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, we don't want to keep like again, like Mask Off is going to be on again Friday. And you're going to be talking more about this.
Yeah.
And we do have guests today, and I want to bring them on.
Can I say one more thing for you?
Sure, go for it.
One more thing. About the protest and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's cool that y'all like people are coming together or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like even protesting, like even with protesting, like we gotta do more than that. Like, cause like I said, we've been doing that for years and shit still ain't changed. So we gotta be on some other shit now. And then a lot of you people, and then a lot of people, like people who don't live in the city, like white people who don't live in the fucking cities, and no matter what inner city it is in the country, y'all coming from the burbs doing that fuck shit, and then you go back home, and then you know what I'm saying, then it looks like it's all us and shit. And you know what I'm saying, like if you like real talk, man, like real talk, for doing that, fuck y'all, like for real, because that's some bullshit. And also, and like people who like want to protest, like it's probably a long shot, but like, you know, a lot of like, you can like white people want to protest who don't live in the city, you can protest in your own city.
And if there isn't one in your city, then organize one.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, do a protest in Macomb or whatever the fuck you at.
And those cities, like,
ain't gonna happen,
where I grew up, Livonia is notoriously racist. So like those suburbs are much worse off, and they need to protest more.
Yeah, but again, I would say if you don't know what to do, is just like bring diversity into your life, you know, into your projects, where you work, where you live, where you hang out, where you kick it, you know. It's like your life will be the richer for it.
And you'll always find time and time again more things in common, and you know, and I feel like the other stuff is based in just like fear and ignorance.
Yeah, fear is a big thing. I think we're taught to fear Black people in this country, you know, and there's nothing to be afraid of. I mean, except for Jake, but everyone else, it's cool.
Still our culture, but you still scared of us and shit. Also, one more thing. And white people that want to help, like there's still a lot of white people out there that's like, you know what I'm saying, they're uncomfortable and all this other shit. And it's like, look, man, like real talk, get over that. You gotta fuck that white guilt and shit, man. Like you gotta speak up and like start doing shit and start changing shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't like fuck being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all uncomfortable, but then like, you know what I'm saying, we've been uncomfortable for fucking years. You know what I'm saying? This system's built for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You really ain't got like, you real talk in comparison to us, you really ain't got shit to be uncomfortable about. You know what I'm saying? We should be uncomfortable. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you like, I think first step is to like get over that white guilt shit and just fucking, you know what I'm saying, start taking action. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I agree. And catch more of this on Mask Off. We're gonna move on.
And that's Friday at 8.
Yeah, on the Planet Ant channels. Shout out to Tony Coates, Malachi, 9 p.m. Yeah,
Daniel
and Daniel Jackson on the
y'all
ones and
promote
twos.
my shit better than me.
So let's move on. We do have guests. I want to bring one on if she can get in. Okay, there she is. She's going to mute her. She was watching, I think. Hi, Molly. She's a member of the Go Comedy resident cast and the Planet Ant Farm team. Yay! So she knows these people very well, teammates of Jake, Andy, Caitlin, and Kyle, but not me.
Yeah, you got promoted.
No, you got promoted to home.
All right, thanks.
Hi, Molly.
Hi.
Hi, Molly. Welcome.
Hello.
Molly, what's up?
Another white person here to save the day.
I know. Let's like, you know, our next guest is white too, so don't worry. Back to normal, guys. As it ever was.
Oh gosh.
But welcome, Molly, to Black people everywhere. So you're what are your feelings actually about all this stuff that's going on?
I'm not going to talk about my feelings. They're not important. And it's not important about my experiences. It's important for me to do stuff. So I wrote down all my notes. I have a bunch of notes and I'm researching. I'm going through different places I can donate. I'm going through different things in my field.
Should say your field for people that don't know.
I'm a speech language pathologist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Speech and Hearing Association.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a statement that they put out today that was very vague and wasn't very explicit in anti-racism. And I got pissed, and a lot of us are pissed. And so I've been doing research about speech pathologists in our country, and only 8% of them are a different race.
Mm-hmm.
That's just so.
Wow, just non-white.
Right. Mm-hmm. And it's a huge problem because it's been a huge problem because a lot of the kids that we serve and the adults I've served are in communities or low-income communities, and they need to work with someone more like them too. That's just basically gets down to the wire of it. So, and with our organization too, having representation in our organization, it's obviously like you see it now when they have come out with a statement that's like, I need more. I need to hear from you, anti-racism and Black Lives Matter. I need to hear that now. So,
and I think it's been surprising, just like certain aspects of society you haven't heard much from at all. You know, like a coach is pointing out, like the Power 5 conferences in sports, of which, like, you know, the Power 5, like Michigan State and Michigan being one of them. You haven't heard from their like football coaches and their basketball coaches that have made, you know, as one person put it, generational wealth. You know, off the lives of young Black men largely, and they're not speaking up now. And I think it's, again, speaking up is the first step, change is the second, you know, actually advocating for and standing up for Black people. I think it really is the next stage of human evolution, I believe, is that because right now we got to where we are by being selfish, discriminating animals.
We're
It's wired in.
babies.
Yeah.
We're babies.
Yeah.
We're afraid. We're afraid of something different from us because our brains are stupid.
Yeah.
And in order to change and evolve, we've got to learn new things.
Yeah.
And this takes a lot of learning. And it's
also not natural to care about something other than yourself. Like usually most of the things we care about are like our friends. Like there's a selfish reason. I think Friends even did an episode about it. About doing something purely for non-selfish reasons, and really because we see ourselves as separated. You know what I mean? By race, by creed, by ethnicity. But really, I think this is a test for America and the world. You know what I mean? It's like, can you do something for someone where, but even then it's like, I promise you, promoting diversity will help us as a country, help us as a people. It'll help you as a person. You know what I mean? Like Jake was saying, people talk about going on vacation. You know what I mean? That's the same thing. It's like just by learning another person, like that's a different kind of diversity. So you have a zine coming out, Molly.
zine. Yeah.
Caitlin, you want to? Sorry, I'm kind of like hogging, even though when I said that.
No, it's totally fine. And there's
I was gonna say this would probably be a good time to plug the other thing that.
Yeah, we'll plug the other thing.
Yes.
First, can we do that first?
I'm gonna drop the link. I'm dropping the link right now on Facebook.
.com, right?
Facebook.com.
Okay.
I dropped the link in there. Somebody else might be dropping a link in YouTube.
Wait, are you dropping which one are you dropping? The shirt one?
The shirt.
Okay. So Mitch Sosha and Jen Sosha have come together and they have they're selling t-shirts, and all of the money collected for it are going to the Detroit Justice Center and We the People of Detroit. So I love this because it's two local organizations that are helping amplify and support Black organizations that we need to.
And I'm putting the picture of the t-shirt on the screen right now, Molly. Hopefully we can. Yes. Hopefully the screen share will work on Zoom. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry.
It looks beautiful.
Yep, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Looks great.
I know you're speaking for Mitch and Jen, but what it just to reiterate, 100% of all the money that comes in, it's not even like after costs. Mm-hmm. It's just if you give money to this, that all your money is going toward helping these organizations that are listed on the site. And you can click on the site in YouTube and Facebook if you want to check that out.
Yes, and then Mitch's Instagram accounts too, I think they have that on there too in their bios.
Okay.
And
they also have resources there. I was going to add too about if you want to educate yourself and if you're not sure what you should do or what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and then also the shipping. If you put free shipping in the code, they work out how you guys can get the shirts too. So like you said, 100% of the profits go to those two organizations.
Okay.
If you live far like me, pay for the shipping like I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, or if you don't have a way to get there and you order a shirt and you need one, drop me a DM and I'll pick it up for you and I'll bring it to you.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about the zine also? Yeah. Because on a lighter note, because I think it's important, we're talking about this today, but also we had you on and this is something that you came together with other people to do to, help lighten the mood. You know what I mean? Not in terms of this, you plan this, but just in terms of people still keep creating, still keep going on. So sure. I'd like you to talk about the zine a little bit.
Sure. I put the link at facebook.com again.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
I did the same on YouTube.
Cool.
So me, my friends Alex Bergman, Sean Golden, and Doug Kolbitz have come together and started writing a graphic, humorous magazine. Sean is basically doing all the illustrating, and the four of us are doing the writing, kind of going back and forth. So it's the first issue is free, and then in that link they have the sign up information. And we actually had interest from all 50 states, and it's been pretty cool so far. So we're going to be printing that in August.
Okay, so they'll be mailing it out to you?
Yep.
I mean, if you I signed up for it, so they'll be mailing it to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I think we're gonna at some point do some digital work too to get that out to people, but I think the first issue, a lot of them are being printed out.
Do you think, and maybe this is putting you on the spot, but do you think that it's the time for humor right now, or
You
or
know,
do you think, because I always feel like, I'm just saying personally for me, I'm just kind of leading you into this, is that I think there's always a time for humor, and humor can help you like move through things, and even when tough things are going on. And
it's like a public service almost,
yeah, I made jokes during this right now, you know. Anthony Coates, by the way, speaking of humor, he wants to know if that t-shirt comes in 6X.
I don't know. I saw a lot of X's on one. I kept going. I don't know if it was 6 of them.
Okay. Anthony, we'll figure out a way to get you a shirt. I promise you that.
We'll get
Mike,
we'll get 2 3X's to sew them
yeah,
together.
we'll sew them together.
We got you.
Mike McGettigan said he loves the zine name and design. Very nicely done.
Yeah. And then Mike says the shirt doesn't come in tall. That sucks. Well, you know Mitch, Mike, so you can and Jen, so you can get at them.
Don't be so tall.
Yeah. They're trying to do something
Shrink
good,
a little,
Mike.
Mike.
Mike's such a hater.
Don't be so tall.
Can I answer my question? I'm insightful.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Sometimes you gotta. Okay, I saw this one time after 9/11.
It's Mike's birthday.
Oh yeah,
it is Mike's birthday.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of which.
Oh. Anyway, the humor in that is good, right?
But you need things to celebrate, you know?
Right. But after 9/11, there's this guy that did a cartoon, and it's like an old woman sitting in a chair, and she put her violin down. Like when you're done playing and you just need silence, you just sit and put your hands between your lap. And that was the only thing that they put in the New Yorker for any cartoons. And I think, yes, I think there is a time where there needs to be a moment where you reflect. I don't want to speak on behalf of what's the most important reactions, because that's not my place.
Yeah.
But I think that in terms of humor and in dark places, I know where that has helped me in my life. And I think that there's definitely space that we need to give and to listen. We really.
Now, can I get a promise from you that you will get Mitch to make Anthony Coates a 6X shirt?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'll try. I'll try my best.
All right.
I can hit them up too.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We can do it. We could buy 2 and then like get more fabric, and then he can have the same shirt from front to back.
Yeah. Well, Mitch works at a shirt shop, so, or does he still work? He still works there. Yeah. So
I feel Mitch knows how to handle this.
Yeah. So I'm just Mitch, I'm putting out the call. And we were going to play a game, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a game kind of day today.
Yeah, that's fine.
Challenging a minute of we got to discuss the best way to fuck a cop's wife or something, right?
I'll be down to play that actually.
Do you guys really want to do it?
I mean, there's no wrong way, so maybe.
All right, let's do it. Challenge in a minute. The best way to fuck a cop's wife.
Oh shit! Who's hosting?
Jake,
this?
I'm putting you on first since you started, and as the son of a former cop. So technically, your mother.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
You're the one that said you wanted to play.
And Jake wins.
I said let's play, man.
Molly.
All right, man. The best way to.
We don't have to play, Jake. I'm just saying. I'm giving you the out.
Yeah, you could have won that.
All right, fine.
It doesn't matter how I feel.
Okay.
All right.
It does, no, Molly, it does matter how you feel. I know you say that, but it really does, because feelings lead to action,
No, but Jake had a joke. Go, Jake.
No.
Jake had a joke. Oh, no, I didn't have anything. I didn't have shit.
We're just talking about cummy cops.
Cummy cops.
Tony ruined the whole joke.
One cum quota in for the show.
Yeah. That's what I do, guys. I ruin things. But,
can I say a real statement?
Yes.
About Jake's show. Because Jake was the only one in this community that I felt like wrote a satirical piece that was truly funny and so good, but also so important.
Yes.
And I
OS
think
Nation.
As an artist, like you're using your platform as an artist. And I feel like that's also something that, people in the community can do too,
Yeah.
in terms of actions.
Yeah. Thank you, Molly. Appreciate that.
When we're allowed to go to shows again, everyone that hasn't seen Birth of a Hoe-Ass Nation needs to get their whole ass off their couch and go see it because
absolutely.
it's fucking good.
It's so good.
It's wonderful.
Shout out to Mike McGettigan, director, co-writer for that as well. Shout out to him. And Molly, I haven't gave you a hug in a long time.
I know.
Give you
What about a virtual hug right now, guys?
virtual
Let's
hug.
see it.
I want to hug all of
Just
you
reach in.
because I haven't seen.
Oh, group hug. Oh.
Actually, Molly, we did at Go at the Go Awards. We did like these like random awards thing that like you can nominate somebody for an award or whatever. And Molly said I was since Molly nominated this for me, I won the award for favorite person to hug. I'm her favorite person to hug besides her boyfriend.
Shout out to Matt Penridge.
Such a wonderful hug.
Yeah, who I saw last week.
That's always a good place to be with a woman.
Yeah,
right behind her boyfriend.
Yeah.
All right.
Only was it damn, what? If only Matt was a cop, I would go for it.
All right, Molly. Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Molly, do you want to stay on? We're missing 2 friends. You can just stay on with our other guests.
If you want to stay, you're welcome to stay.
I'll stay here and give a listen.
Okay, let's bring on our next guest. He is a friend of Kyle's. He is in the, let me see the bands here, Man Overboard, Bright Green, and he's here to talk about his new project also. Kyle, why don't you welcome him aboard?
This is my friend Zach Eisenstein. He's in those bands that you mentioned. He has a new one called Echo DDT, and he's a good pal, and we've known each other a while now.
Okay, cool.
He's connected.
He's connected. Yeah, welcome, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Can you hear us?
Oh.
I can't hear him.
Uh-oh.
He'll get there.
Okay.
But Zach is from Philadelphia, and he's technically in New Jersey, so I always think of him as a Jersey guy, but he's
he'd probably be very
Philly.
insulted to be called a Jersey guy.
No, he knows, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, okay. You're coming in. You're coming in now.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, it's faint. If you can turn up the gain a little bit, that'll be good. Or hold the mic closer to you.
Hold up. How's that?
That's much better.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to blow your guys' ears out when I start.
No, you could turn it a little louder
even.
even if you wanted. So.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Good. We're just talking a lot about what's going on in the country with the protests. You're in the Philadelphia area?
I am. I was born and raised in the suburbs, a town called Mount Laurel, which is if you leave Philadelphia, there's no such thing as East Philadelphia, right? It backs up against a river. And on the other side of that bridge is where I grew up, right over. It's a whole bunch of suburbs, and we're right there. So we've always rooted for the Phillies, rooted for the Sixers and the Flyers, and it's always been kind of where we identified as like teenagers, where we went to shows, the first place you start hanging out without your parents and stuff. And that, though I'm from New Jersey, that's kind of my home city. Yeah, for sure.
Right on. Yeah. No, it's always, you're actually our third guest from Philly so far. So
really, anybody else I know?
Yeah. You got Dan Campbell. You got John.
That was my guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
There's something in the water in Philly as far as music goes.
But yeah, and as far as everything that's going on, obviously I stand behind the movement of Black Lives Matter, and I always have. I've always considered myself kind of open-minded person, and I've always thought it was important to speak up about those matters. But
you better, Zach.
Stand behind everything that's going on. I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. But no, it's just that it can be frustrating for all parties involved, but I think it's a necessary thing. I believe it's what's got to happen. Like, I really believe it's what's got to happen. All the madness and because if it wasn't, then how come nothing else has ever worked before? So, and that's always been, I've always kind of believed in, let's put it this way. I never have been one that thought to think that you can always get things accomplished with a peaceful protest. because I don't think that people listen to you unless, for lack of a better term, you bug out once in a while. I think you gotta do it. So everybody, obviously I can't relate to the problems that people have, but they have my love and my support. You know?
Yeah.
Said.
Yeah. Well,
that's really all it is with that. It's, you know, you could talk about it forever. You could really talk
oh, we will, Zach.
Yeah.
Talk about it forever.
Yeah. But I guess for a lighter note, we can talk about music for a second, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
so,
it feels weird talking about anything else right now, but
I feel like a jerk talking about anything else right now.
Yeah.
And it stinks because I always have been this person who, like, my father's in the entertainment industry, and I've always believed that, like you guys were talking about a few minutes ago, that there's always this place. There's always a place for comedy, and there's always a place for some sort of relief and entertainment and distraction. But this time, it feels maybe like there's less of a place for it than all the other times. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, let's give it a try, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can get into that. And I asked you yesterday if we could talk about this, but you said your father's in the entertainment industry and he's part of a pretty big comedy institution. If you want to talk about that.
My dad, well, he's on his way out the door. He's worked at NBC for about 40 years, and he's a staff cameraman for Saturday Night Live. He's camera 2.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
Many, many, many years. And when I was a young adult and a teenager and I needed money here and there, I would go pick up shifts as like a stagehand and stuff. And it was just a cool experience. Got to be around a lot of funny people. My dad's a funny guy. He does directing. Oh, and I don't want to, because I can hear him right now being like, I'm a director. He does directing for ESPN. He directs sports. He's actually an Emmy award-winning sports director for directing sports broadcasts for ESPN, NBC and stuff. But his steady thing, you know, my whole life, what put food on our table was he was staff at Saturday Night Live.
Wow. Was he ever, because they show the camera guys a lot, like in certain sketches, especially when they walk off stage. Okay.
See him all the time coming back. There's a guy on a crane kind of in the chair thing. That's a guy named John Pinto. He's the only guy who has like seniority on my dad. He'll always be next to him. If you look for a gentleman with long hair, usually wearing like a sports coat, like hair to like his shoulders, a cameraman like that would be my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he support you going into music?
Absolutely. He's my biggest fan still. It was like
he was always at the shows that we would play together when we were out in New York or in Philly.
Well, it's like, and he remembers, he really cared. Like he really paid attention to everything. This is perfect example. What are you doing tonight? I'm going on a show. And then I rethink what I said. And I said to him, the guy who asked me to go on was in the band Fireworks. And that's all I need to say. And my dad's like, oh yeah, no, that's cool. How they doing? How those guys, like, he was very invested and yeah, super supportive. Actually, I was in college and my grades started to slip because I was putting so much attention into the band. And my dad is the one who called me and said that things have been going really good for the band and school's not going anywhere. So if I wanted his blessing to focus on music for a while, then I was going to get it this one time. He gave me like a shot.
Wow, he said that without you even going. Your grades must have been terrible, man.
Yeah, that's a phone call we had. I was in my dorm and he was at home and he was like, hey man, like, you know, for what it's worth, if you want to do this, do it. Because I was probably like 19 or 20 and he was like, this is it. Like, because we were playing shows that people were we were starting to turn a profit a little bit, at least locally. Like it was working to the point that my dad was like, okay, I see you, you know, a little bit. So yeah, very supportive. Very, very supportive.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Do you want to play a song for us?
Yeah, I do. I guess, should I just play a Man Overboard song or what? A Bright Green song or what?
Whatever you want, man.
I hope you guys don't mind. I just have a tiny little, take the edge off.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
I wish I had some too.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, this beer has alcohol in it.
Okay, I'm gonna move the mic up a little bit, but I don't want to
sparkling water.
Like, I don't want to blow you out.
Yeah, if
I'm gonna
everybody.
cover.
Okay.
I want to cover a song that I always wanted to cover, and for some reason never did, and it's by Blondie, "Hanging on the Telephone."
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Zach
do that.
Eisenstein, everybody. If everybody else could mute their feed, that would be great.
Yes, please. Just kidding. Okay. All right. I'm in the phone booth, it's the one across the hall. If you don't answer, I'll just ring it off the wall. I know you're there, but I just got a call. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. I heard your mother, yeah, she's going out the door. Did she go to work or just go to the store? All those things she said I told you to ignore. Oh, why can't we talk again? Oh, why can't we talk again? Oh, why can't we talk again? Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. It's good to hear your voice, it's been so long. If I don't get your calls, then everything goes wrong. I wanna tell you something you've known all along. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. Hang up and run to me. Hang up and run to me. Hang up and run to me. I had to interrupt to start this conversation. Your voice across the line gives me a strong sensation. I'd like to talk, but I could show you my affection. Don't leave me hanging on the telephone. Hang up and run to me. Oh, hang up and run to me. Oh, hang up and run to me.
All right, good job, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. What a song.
Audience.
Yeah. I love that song.
This is your first time playing live, right? Since all this happened?
I did a thing right when coronavirus became like the first week of of quarantine and stuff. I did a thing on my Instagram live that I promoted like a few days before and played some songs. But other than that, yeah.
Nice. And you have a new project coming out, right?
I do. My whole life, I've just kind of something I've been putting off. What feels like my whole life, which is I've always wanted to make kind of like throwback EDM. Like the music that I equate with my childhood coming through the radio when I was playing with my toys and stuff is like LaBouche and Real McCoy and jock jams and all that stuff. It reminds me of my childhood. It makes me really happy. So as far as the sound and the aesthetic and the art style and everything, I kind of have a project where I'm trying to recreate that vibe. And I finished a 10-song record, the first record, and it's going to be out in a little over a month on a Philadelphia label called Virtua 94. And I called Echo DDT. It's all like hacker, synth retro wave vibes.
That's awesome. I listened to the song. It's great, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's super cool.
It's definitely something I'm just doing because I have this I can't help it. You know what I mean? I have this,
Yeah.
Something's making me do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not like, this isn't my get rich quick scheme. That's for sure. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Right on.
And we'll be putting some links in the chat on Facebook and
I
YouTube
appreciate
to
it.
links to your music.
Yeah, Echo DDT. But it's there's Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. So.
And that's after the wrestling move.
Yeah.
Or the chemical.
DDT. Well, Yeah, originally I called the music is called Echo DDT because that's been my PlayStation name for like half my life and my online gamer name. So when I started making like dance music or like electronic music that was kind of themed after like computers and all this stuff, I just made my name like my gamer name for music. But yeah, in that sense, and the reason I made it my gamer name when I was like 13 was because of the wrestling move, and then I thought Echo sounded like a cool like SWAT team guy, like a good radio name.
Yeah.
Like Echo, get that. And I still, I'm 32 years old, and when I'm sitting here playing a computer game, and people are like, "Echo, get down," I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome."
You start playing the A-Team, theme in your head. Don't sing it because we'll get sued for copyright. But
Yeah.
What's the last time you DDT'd somebody?
Huh?
What's the last time you DDT'd somebody?
Jake's
the last
wrestling
time
guy.
I DDT somebody was never, because I think that would kill them. I'm pretty sure, depending on what the ground is. But
no, it won't. I've DDT'd plenty of people and power drive them.
Yeah,
they don't. I mean,
never DDT somebody before. I gotta say,
You just gotta do it on a trampoline.
I've done that.
You can do it on the grass. They'll be all right.
Never. I'm not the type to act like I've done some shit I haven't done. But I DDT somebody in a wrestling ring. That counts.
Oh, for real?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying yesterday that besides music, your only like jobs that you've had is been working at wrestling.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. But yeah, for some reason I was just drawn to that stuff when I was a kid, and I never had the physique I come from all the other boys in my family are all collegiate athletes, and none of them have a musical bone in their body, and they're also all like 4 times my size. And I just knew I wasn't ever going to be a wrestler, but I wanted to be involved in wrestling. So I went to wrestling school when I was younger to learn how to be a referee. And because I just wanted to be involved, and it all snowballed from there. My cousin, Phil Eisenstein, has a very in and out, but still has a relationship with WWE. He's actually a wrestler. He performed at the last WrestleMania. He's just like an extra that gets used, but it's kind of in our family a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you say a wrestling extra, he's just like in the crowd, or he's like an actual wrestler that gets like...
So like in the storyline, they needed somebody to portray this one wrestler's lawyer, because they need this one wrestler's lawyer to come out and then get his ass beat. That's my cousin.
So wow. he's a kind of a jabroni, kind of.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's a jabroni.
But that's how you get your foot in the door. In real life, what he's actually doing is getting his, he's getting to know people. He's getting his foot in the door in that company. They say, we like you. We like that kid. He does what we tell him. You know what I mean? And he's working for an opportunity. It's just like playing music, really, or any kind of like thing where you're going out for yourself as an artist. It's really similar with trying to be a pro wrestler. Yeah. Those kids get in the van and they travel the country. And Kyle, it's exactly, their life is no different than what we did. Like, the only difference is you played a bass when it was showtime. They throw some fake punches, but the rest of their 24 hours is exactly the same as far as the van and the truck stops and, your guarantee and your per diem and all that stuff. So I got along with those guys, and we kind of all would see eye to eye eventually,
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's a lot of entertainers like that, just like hurrying up and waiting in the green room.
Exactly. And yeah, all the things that come with it. So It's a very natural fit for me. Even when Man Overboard had some time off and I needed something else to do for money, I'd go back and help out, and that was helping me out, but of course. But it's very natural. 2 very similar worlds, the music.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
You want to play another song for us?
Yeah.
What are you gonna play now?
Yeah, this is a song. I have like a few different monikers, but this is one I released under name Bright Green.
Can you pull the mic closer to you too?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is released. This song I'm gonna play is on Spotify under the name Bright Green.
And I put a link to the Bright Green in the chat, and I think Caitlin, you've done so on Facebook.
Awesome, thank you guys. But here we go. On the 20th of July, I looked out my bedroom window and sighed. There was a piece of me that came to be a dream I thought had long ago died. It was an older version of myself. It looked like he had tears in his eyes. I felt like a moron. I felt like my life had been lies. And he said, don't ever grow up, boy, this shit fucking sucks. Don't worry about the $180. You can get by on lady luck. You can survive if you try to not be over analytical and critical of things that don't matter. Just admit that you're not 16 and then maybe your home life will be better. And every time you think of her, you get depressed, but you just can't see a pattern. And most importantly, you idiot, you really gotta treat this one better. She's gonna run if you let her. She's gonna run if you let her. And on the 20th of July, I looked out my bedroom window and died. Halfway through the new year, I was thinking I had survived. I had a memory of back when we thought nothing ever could compromise. I wish I got the message. I wish that I realized. And I said, I'll never grow up now. I think it's too late. Honestly, my freedom ain't all that great. And I think I made a big mistake. Can't take it back, can't retract. I can't be over analytical and focus on things I can't make better. And I skimmed through all the paragraphs, but I neglected to read the header. She's gonna run, I just can't rewind. And loving you's a crime. I just wanna steer you outside of the rear view and tell these little boys all my messed up stories and warn them all they might not make it. I just can't rewind, and loving you's a crime. I just wanna steer you outside of the rear view, tell these little boys all my messed up stories and warn them all, and warn them all. Don't ever grow up, boy, this shit fucking sucks. Don't worry about the $180. You can get by on lady luck. You can survive if you try to not be over analytical and critical of things that don't matter. Ooh, yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Zach, man.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Thank you for having me. I'm not
Yeah.
saying thank you for having me because that's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're really not thankful.
Huh?
No, I'm just kidding.
And I'm sorry
Can't do
that I made
move
Molly.
on you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'm sorry to Molly for making you stay. This is the first time we've ever had.
Oh no,
Two
it was
guests
fine.
at a
I
time.
wasn't sure if I should dance, and then I just slowly was like, just hold
Yeah.
still.
No, like you can only see Zach during the performance. I should have mentioned that. to
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
figured
so.
that out, that it was just showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach took center stage and he did great.
I was just feeling wild in the moment, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind
Yeah,
of a
you were just
ham.
sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Me?
That was Kyle. He's like this.
Yeah. Kyle's very cool. He's very jaded, you know.
I've seen it all, you know?
He's like, I saw this on the Warp Tour, whatever, guys.
Yeah. Well, Zach and I actually did the Warp Tour together. So
See, I'm just
That's
joking, and
so
it's real. That's
cool.
Kyle's life.
yeah.
No, we did. Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, 2012, baby.
Really?
Best year of my life. No exaggeration.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great year for me as well.
Which was funny because I had spent so much of my life worried that the world would end that year. because the Mayans had predicted
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
turned out being like the best year.
Little
Yeah.
did you know.
Yeah, they were just a couple years off.
Yeah, you're 8 years off. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
all right,
We're
Well,
ending it right now, slowly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Zach, we're gonna bid you goodbye and wrap things up. But
Well, thank you guys
thanks so much for
having me.
being on.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Zach.
Yeah.
check out his music
you,
in the
Zach.
links.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. It was really good seeing you, man.
You
Let's
too.
talk soon.
Bye.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You
You
too.
too.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and then there were 6. So, yeah, I mean, thanks to Molly and Zach. I know it's tough to come on when all this stuff is going on, but I thought it was important just because this is kind of friendship and like, you know, how we do things is like, you know, it's not, I mean, it is serious, but it's not all serious, you know, and that's like life. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I felt like it was weird for me. I almost didn't want to, but I was like, no, I'm gonna just.
Yeah, we're already weird.
Tried
So
my
don't worry
best.
about it. Yeah, no, you did great. You did great.
Yeah.
And Jake, closing thoughts. Your eyes got really wide when I said your name. Jake?
Yeah.
It didn't happen twice.
Closing thoughts. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Fuck 4th of July. Real talk.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I meant about the
fuck it.
musical performances, Jake.
Oh, music performance?
No,
Oh,
I'm
my
just
bad.
kidding. No. Keep going.
Oh,
Classic Tony.
such a hoe. You are such a hoe, Tony.
Yeah.
Always trying to start shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Love
come
it.
from a hoe ass nation, Jake.
Yeah. Derailing the moment.
Such
Yeah.
a hoe.
Yeah.
Shut up, Kyle. Oh, it's a loop. It's a loop. It's a loop. Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
Did you
think
do
it's
that
a
on
loop.
purpose, Kyle?
What?
I know you didn't. Like when you let the sound loop because your face got so red.
Is my protest burn?
But yeah, actually, yeah. Sorry, I am the ruiner. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, fuck the 4th of July and also
No.
July 7th.
Yeah, July 7th. We're doing a you know what I'm saying, doing a blackout. We ain't buying shit on the 7th. So
Oh, tomorrow is like a musical blackout, isn't it?
Yeah.
The music, is it the music industry or just music?
That's I think that's June. Ain't that June 3rd? I thought
I thought it was Tuesday.
or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
I don't know. I need to look into it because I saw someone like she's a manager for a bunch of bands talking about like a music blackout. And I was just wondering if it was like within the industry or if it's like a national thing.
Music
Or like-
industry,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, so far.
Yeah.
And then July 7th is another blackout. But July 4th, all right, fuck July 4th. Don't celebrate July 4th anymore. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Celebrate Juneteenth. That's what we need to celebrate now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on. That's what everybody need to be on.
I'm gonna celebrate.
But
I'm gonna celebrate every day because every day matters.
Oh man,
Okay,
Kyle.
there you go.
All days matter. Is that what you're trying to say,
Here you
Kyle?
go. Here you go.
You know what? What,
Go ahead, Molly. Yeah, go ahead.
White people breaking stuff is making me mad. Keep your hands to yourself.
For real.
Just break people's stuff. Keep your hands to yourself, white people.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
you're friends.
Yeah. Some of us don't even have hands. I'm sorry. This is going off the rails.
It is. This is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for watching again. Thanks
Thank
Molly
you.
Lampy and Zach.
Thanks, Molly.
Yeah,
Eisenstein
thank
for
you.
Molly.
It's awesome having you on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
thanks to Planet Ant. Please support Planet Ant, who I feel like is doing stuff to promote diversity. Like Jake and I are part of that, and the whole entire crew of Mask Off. And I think they've done, doing a better job than most at putting people of color and just reaching out and making it a welcome place for everybody. And yeah, like I said before, it's just be the change, you know what I mean? And that's not just like liking a tweet or something. It's like giving opportunities to people of color, and even on a small level, and that opportunity might just be friendship, as corny as it sounds. It's like that's something I wish I had learned earlier in life and before I got to college. So but it's definitely made a difference it makes for a richer life. It really is. It's just like they talk about diversity in nature all the time, like how if you have like inbreeding makes you weak, And I think you're seeing the effects of that in this country, you know, like racial, like this kind of separation. It's just like, you have to stop looking at diversity as a weakness and rather than the strength that it is. Because it is, it makes us all stronger, and it makes us healthier. So
100%.
And I speak for all Black people, right, Jake?
Yeah,
no?
you fucker.
See, every time we have something good going, we just kind of ruin it.
Yeah, you ruin. Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That was a good way to end it.
Yeah.
You gotta fuck it up, Tony.
It's to keep myself humble and to keep us all humble.
Oh my God.
Because change doesn't come in the moments when you feel inspired. It's when the moments you feel like you want to quit and you keep going. That's the truth.
That's the truth.
And I won't even make a joke about it. I know Andy's waiting for me too, but I'm
we're all waiting for you.
Good night. We love you. Thanks to Tony G on the chat and McGettigan. Shout out to Patty Rooney, all these people watching and supporting. And like I said, you don't feel helpless. You can do something. It's simple. Just be mindful. Just be aware. And and be friends.
Yeah, we got the Googles. Just Google it.
Yep.
Write down stuff.
Yeah, write down stuff. Check out the links. And be friends with one another.
Yeah, keep fighting the good fight.
That's what we're about, and we hope that's what you're about.
And don't call the police unless you're really in danger.
Yeah. Like if you're getting pulled over.
Yeah,
real talk. Real talk. Yeah. Real talk.
Then call the police.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Only call the police when you're having sex with their wife.
Good night, everybody.
Fuck a cop spouse.